So today's going to be a quick one. It's going to be about replacing a tank. So when we moved into the property, there was 2 tanks connected to the main house. One behind me here, concrete tank, 25,000 litre tank, and then the other one behind me, the plastic one, 22,500 litre tank. What we've also got connected to the granny flat is another concrete tank. So concrete tanks are fine, plastic tank not so much. Unfortunately, before I started recording all this, we actually had another tank put in. So I'll take you for a walk around the new tank that we got put in, and then also what we're doing with the poly tank and what's wrong with it. Okay guys, so here's the big tank that we got installed. So 110,000 litre tank. So we got this installed probably about 3 months ago now. Holds 110,000 litres. It's catching water off the garage that we've got up the back here. So what we did is we adjusted where some of the different draining was going. So we got the water to go off this tank. It was originally going through into the concrete tank in the granny flat. We got all this pipe work set up, so we're now capturing both the far side of the workshop and the near side of the workshop down underground and then up and into the metal tank. So that's doing a good job. As I said, been in for a couple of months now. It's a little over half full, so we've got about 50,000 litres there. What we have done though is to join it up into the house. We actually have joined it from concrete tank to plastic tank through to metal tank. I've taken the pipe down that was actually connecting them, so every time there was a overflow on one of those tanks, once they're filled up, then it would go to the next one. The problem we have though, and what we're going to be fixing today, is that this poly tank here, it's got a leak. So right down here on the join, it's leaking out. Don't know if you can tell that, but it's wet there all the time, so it's just dribbling out. So we're going to have to replace that. So we've got another tank right up the back there that we're going to be dragging down. We'll wheel that one down to be able to collect water into the poly tank. So here's the tank sitting on its side at the moment. We got it dropped off last week, too wet to take it down to where we're actually going to lay it, so we've got it up here, up next to the front of the house. So gone for a different colour. The girls wanted it to match in with the rest of the concrete tank, so we've gone for like a greeny grey colour on this one. So really light, really easy to move around, just like a big bouncy ball. They rock just by giving it a little push. So we'll wheel that down. So we won't be installing it ourselves today. We'll be getting Nutrien water from Raymond Terrace to give us a hand with this one. They've been really helpful. They helped us with the metal tank as well, organising the install, getting everything sorted out, and also all our new pumps and everything to make sure we have water in all the houses. So next time you'll see us, we'll be pulling out the old tank and putting in the new one. Right, so we're all done. Tank has been installed. A little bit of hard work to get it in the right spot. Had to push it up and get it in, but yep, all is in now. So all been hooked up to the system. So what we've done is we're letting the water drain into the poly tank from the concrete tank to fill it up, so it doesn't move around. So it's probably about half full now, and it's been going for about an hour or so. So that's flowing out of the concrete tank. What we will see is that these two will work on its own line, and then this big boy over here, he'll work by himself. And that's just because of the height of it. But if we connected all 3 of those lines up together, then the poly tank and the concrete tank will only ever get to about 3/4 full. So we've got them on 2 separate lines. We'll turn them off and on as we want. So we'll use the concrete and the poly tank as our main one, with the metal one as our backup tank. So, but we'll just keep working around with that. What it'll mean though is we'd have no more leaks in these tanks. We don't have to worry about using hoses and pumps to pump out water out of the poly tank into one of the other tanks because we were losing it all. So we're now pretty much set for all our tanks. Everything's been done. The only thing now that we've got to work on, which will be in the future, is we're going to get a bore pump redone because that bore pump's stuffed. So also what I forgot to mention is that this is the tank here. So we've pulled it up on its side and then wheeled it up against a tree stump just so it won't go anywhere. So we're actually going to cut this up and use it as veggie gardens. So we'll get the chainsaw into it, cut it along the lines where the tank naturally is reinforced. So we'll cut through these lines here, just so that, yeah, we'll cut it up into 2 or 3 vegetable gardens. We'll then stick them over in the side there and we'll make it high enough so rabbits and things can't get into it. But that's it. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.